Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. During the last part, I covered 5 Virus mid-level. So in this part, I'll be covering at least 4 or 5 more Virus mid-level. Starting out with this one, Crater Man by Gokuless, with 21 plays and a score of 7. As always, if you want one of your levels to be featured in a future part like this one, please leave both the level name and level ID either in the comment section below or direct message me on Twitter. Also, as always, the full disclaimer of this entire LP series is linked in the description below. Also in the description are the timestamps for all the levels I cover in these parts, so if you want to check if your level is covered, expand the description. Unlike the previous palace stage that I played by Gokuless, this is going to be a traditional one, and its main gimmicks are going to be the oil and oil fires, not to mention the pookers. So far, starting out well. Nice introduction to the enemies, the oil fires, and the pookers. Not sure what happened there. Time for a ladder grabbing segment, although this one isn't too bad. We just have spikes everywhere. But the tolerance isn't that bad either. When I say not that bad, I mean it's not too painful. Damage boosting for fun and profit. This is where the 2 pathways link up with each other. I'll have to play through the stage at least once more so I can see the lore pathway. Unlike Oka Flame Area that I covered in the previous part, this isn't frustrating, or super difficult, and the difficulty curve is spot on. I guess this is a segment where we climb out of the crater. There's probably a secret up over there, but I can't reach it. I suppose this is either the midpoint or the end of the stage. It was the end. Now we face Flame Man. Overall, a pretty solid traditional level. Although this arena doesn't work to Flame Man's strengths. In fact, this arena probably makes the Flame Man encounter easier, all things considered. Already a solid level, but as I said, I'll be exploring the lower route next. Then I'll end off the stage. This gets a 7 out of 10 at least. Good difficulty progression and nice introduction of all the enemies and gimmicks, escalating the challenge gradually, great checkpoint placement, and a nice recombination of gimmicks at the end. So far, it's slightly more difficult than the other route. For these kinds of traditional levels, where both of the routes are easily accessible, both of them should be around the same difficulty level. Unless of course one of the routes is more difficult to access, or is a secret optional route, or is only accessible using special weapons. This felt like the shorter route, the shorter, more difficult route, whereas the upper route was the longer, easier route. So I guess it pans out that way. Good work, Gokuless. I enjoyed your level. Second level on the lineup is ETN005-Propeller Man by Raypha, with 14 plays and a score of 4. The background and foreground is a bit distracting, but it's okay. It's not as distracting as in Raypha's previous level, Cryogenic Man. We started with a full arsenal of special weapons, though we're missing a few. I won't be able to punch open the punch blocks, but in exchange I'll gain access to the treble boost, so that's a plus. And I can augment Base's weak buster by using special weapons. I just need to keep an eye out on secrets. Good checkpoint placement. More generous than the previous stage, actually. At least it feels that way. Glad that I touched it. Somehow my double jump got eaten over there. Oh, by touching the crash lift, that's how. Nice way of introducing the jet bombs first in a safe environment. Whoops, completely overlooked the fans there. Unfortunately, as I'm playing as Base, I cannot access most of the power-ups scattered throughout the level. It's a fair enough trade-off because, in exchange, I gain access to the treble boost as well as increased mobility. Like now, this segment to gain the NATO is super easy, whereas Mega Man it'll be a lot more hazardous. Alright, some of my double jump got eaten again. Let's try this again. No thanks, I'm not facing you there. So far I'm liking this stage. It's certainly more difficult than the previous level, but it's still fun. And I like the dichotomy between Mega Man and Bass. Mega Man has a harder time throughout this level, but he has access to more of the collectibles. Whereas as Bass has an easier time with the stage, he loses access to many of the collectibles. Thank you for the next checkpoint. I was wondering where it was. For an air-based stage, this feels kind of cramped. I guess it's an air fortress. Nice recombination of the downward-facing fans and the ring platforms. Now the crash lifts as well. That was my bad. I know I can make the jump, but I need to be more careful. And of course, this segment would also be a lot easier if I had the power adapter as Mega Man. Almost home free. Oh, that almost killed me there. That's why I sometimes don't like using the wind tornado in this engine. Nevertheless, we're at the end of the stage. You know, the background-foreground combination here is quite pretty. I like the screen the most out of this stage. Of course, it'd be the block dropper. As I said, this is a solid level. I liked Gokuless' level a bit more, but this is still fun. A bit of a longer level, but it didn't feel as long as Cryogenic Man was. And I feel that this had a better difficulty curve and a better dichotomy or balancing between both of the playable characters. Third level on the lineup is Derelict Factory by Tylerbot, with 13 plays and a score of 5. This is, I think, version 3 or 4, or 2. Probably version 3 or 4. As I played Derelict Factory before, but there are several changes added. Alright, we have the choice as Mega Man, Propeller Man, or Base. Let's go as Propeller Man this time. The main difference of playing through the stage as Propeller Man is that we have a choice of going through it with an E-Tank or the Magnet Missile. I'll be taking the Magnet Missile, thank you very much. The bosses of Tylerbot's levels usually aren't that bad. There's only one or two of them that I'd say was super difficult. Into the factory we go. I think Junkman's stage team is a better fit for this stage. A lot better than the original team used, or the previous team used. Let's go for the Crash Bomb first. And here's the Crash Bomb. In comparison with getting the Ice Slasher in Tylerbot's previous level Oil Refinery, this is a lot easier. A lot less bombless pits, and less Yoku block challenges. You know, this stage seems better suited to Mega Man or Propeller Man, especially because they can shoot through walls. Base will have a harder time throughout this level. Rats can't access that because they don't have access to Mega Man and his power adapter. Oh well, it adds to the replayability of the stage. It also makes going through these horizontal firebar segments a lot easier. Next checkpoint. Can I reach that? No, I can't. I need to be playing as Base in order to access that E-Tank. That's an improvement over Oil Refinery, as now we have 3 separate E-Tank rooms that are only accessible by certain playable characters. Pretty easy reverse conveyor belt segment, but it's a nice recombination of the presses as well as the conveyor belts. And here's where the stage loops up back with itself, similar to what happened with Oil Refinery. Thank you for the full weapon and life refill. Sadly, as Proto Man, that means I don't gain access to any E-tanks. Then again, I had the choice of getting the E-tank at the beginning of Proto Man's segment, so it makes sense. Whereas, as Mega Man or Base, I don't have that option and I need to grab it in the middle of the stage. So it all balances out. And the Mag Missile is probably Napalm Man's weakness too. No, it's actually the Crash Bomb. Well, okay then. Although Proto Man takes double damage in exchange, so this is gonna be harder. I get unlimited retries with full weapon energy, so it isn't too bad. Dodging his attacks though, that's gonna be a problem. Because he deals an extreme amount of damage, both projectile and contact. I'm not sure how that deflection works. Well, I know, I just need to be more precise with my maneuvering. This is the part of the stage which would be a lot easier if I was playing through it as Base, or Mega Man. Four times a charm, it worked out. I say this is around the same quality level as the original Derelict Factory stage. I like the musical choice more here though. Good work, Tylerbot, as always. Fourth level in the lineup is Shadows in the Shade by Diamond Wolf, with 14 plays and a score of 4. This is unique. This is going to be the first level I've covered in this LP series that starts us out with the Shadow Blade as our primary weapon. In fact, this is going to be our only weapon for this stage. Nice introduction to both those enemy types in an isolated, safe environment. Same with the fan gimmick, so we can get used to it and play around with it. First in a safe environment, now over a bottomless pit. Now two of them at once. That is showing us that we need to be low enough so the fan can push us up enough so we can reach the right side of the screen. Nice slow difficulty curve. Same with the introduction to these Mamiras. Rats, I won't gain access to Base here. That would be a straight up upgrade if I played through the stage as Base. Nonetheless, those screens are showing us how the downward facing fans work, and if you already know how they work, we get an extra upgrade in the form of Base. If not, we don't lose too much. preempt tank. And if you jump high enough, we can just skip this enemy. Our mini boss, Double Thomas. This is pathetic. The Thomas died to 5 Shadow Blaze. Then again, the Thomas in general are pathetic. They're way too weak, especially in comparison to the hot dogs. Good checkpoint placement. Now introducing the spring gimmick. As well as those two enemies, the prop men or whatever they're called, as well as those moving enemies from Mega Man 7. Didn't time it correctly. I guess this second prop top is showing us that they can despawn off screen. That jump can be a bit precarious if not careful. This is a neat fan segment, I approve. Because in order to hit these enemies and not take any damage, you need to carefully manage your height. Easier said than done though. Just hold right to win here, for the most part. Nice combination of the fan and spring gimmicks though. Oh, that's it, that's the end of the stage. That was a fun little level. Definitely my honorable mention of the part. The same old Shadow Man battle. Overall, a solid traditional level. Nice introduction and escalation of challenges and nice recombination of gimmicks near the end. Although the difficulty curve could use some work here and there. So fifth and final level of the part is Fear the Pharaoh Medium Hard Limited Checkpoints Reboot by Shaun Williams with 6 plays and a score -1. I will be mostly silent throughout this level, giving my final thoughts near the end. At last, I made it to the boss battle against Pharaoh Man. This was a very frustrating stage overall. I died at least 5 to 6 dozen times off screen, and most of them were due to engine issues, mainly button input registration failures. Those engine issues as well as clipping into walls really destroyed my fun of the stage. Oh sure, this stage really promotes that you have to go through it fast and damage boost it through several segments. It's still doable damageless, but you gotta be a little bit more careful and quick. It's a lot more doable in comparison with Shaun Williams' previous levels. But gosh, all the engine issues and troubles really destroyed my fun of the stage. So overall, out of the 5 levels I covered in this part, my favorite level would definitely be Derelict Factory by Tylerbot, with an honorable mention going to Shadows in the Shade by Diamond Wolf. So in the next part, I'll be covering several more Veer Submitted levels. Well then, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Toodles!